Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My co-host is always Chris. Say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Chris.
So, what did you think of this episode, Chris?
It was actually pretty good. I think we're getting a lot of stuff here. Aside from, some nitpicks that I think we've been, sort of expanded upon in previous episodes already. There was a lot of cool stuff going on here.
I love that opening.
Yeah, that opening. That was fun and that was unexpected. We got a previously on Star Trek, and we cut all the way back to the unaired pilot of the original series.
They think that they've built their own Star Trek Discovery fans that don't know the original series, but it's all just original series people that watch this.
Yeah.
Perhaps they made me out of dreams you've forgotten.
Using my thoughts against me.
I can't help but love you.
Let's get back to the ship.
I can't go with you.
And that might be a useful thing for my mom, but yeah, something like that.
A good refresher to have. It was nice to see.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, man, should I have gone back and watched The Cage before we did this? But no, I don't think it was too necessary.
Pike personal log.
Pike personal log.
Finally, not Burnham.
We've been asking for this. We've been asking for more personal logs.
Actually, I really would have liked the captain's log.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like, captain's log.
Just
From
anything.
Pike. Yeah, just like that'd be so cool. So there's 4 admirals talking to Section 31.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many people are on board with this shit? As this episode goes on, it's like Section 31's giving him orders?
Yeah.
Giving Pike orders?
Well, more than that is, we're skipping ahead here, but when Spock's reliving his memory of being in the mental institution, which is much cleaner and nicer than other mental institutions of this era, by the way. The doctor's just like, oh, Section 31 agents are coming for you. I'm like, who are you? Who are you?
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, that's just the thing, like,
God, Bashir shouldn't have asked Sisko. He should have asked Sisko's dad. He would have known.
He would have.
Any other suggestions?
I believe that we should...
I was asking Captain Giorgio.
Since you asked, I would put out a Federation-wide alert for Burnham's shuttle, but exclude Discovery.
So Georgiou is slowly taking control of Leland there.
Yeah.
And
I like how Leland just gets completely outplayed at every turn.
Yeah.
Like the admirals are just directing questions to her now.
She even claims in her universe to have destroyed the Telosians.
And their
How do you
stupid
even
singing
know?
plants, yeah.
How do you even know? They could have just illusioned you.
That's true, yeah. How do you know if you ever destroyed the Telosians?
I really enjoyed her ordering Pike to search for probe wreckages and then be like, I'm very busy.
Yeah, just two-handed tea drinking.
Yeah.
Was it one-handed tea drinking or two-handed tea drinking?
Yeah, I think it was just one hand.
Okay,
but,
alright,
yeah.
she wouldn't do that.
We could have called her out on that.
She wouldn't do that.
So
I don't think we've actually hit the death sentence for visiting Talos IV yet.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to skip over that because that's always been
cut off.
That's always been such a weird point in Star Trek canon that we're this giant utopian, singing and dancing kumbaya thing, but if you go to this one planet, we'll kill you. We will kill you. So, maybe it's a good thing that they sort of skip over that. But part of me was wondering if they were going to set up a big reason for that, or if they were going to mention that rule was already in place.
Honestly, Chris, I won't lie to you. Even though you'd have to relive a lot of your pain and stuff, I'd totally just go live there.
Yeah.
As long as I had my own Vina.
Yes. Yeah, free Vinas for everyone.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. Am I there now?
My imagination sucks. Wow.
Yeah. I did see Nan today, so I feel like I could be there.
Yeah, it could be.
Give me my Nan.
You think someone tampered with it? Who would do that?
Well, we might be able to narrow down the list by asking who had a vested interest in keeping us here.
They're running away on their little shuttle there,
Mm-hmm.
Burnham and Spock, and she's just like, oh, we're really going through the looking glass now.
He just gets an eye roll.
Yeah.
Spock's done with you.
God, that was such a simplistic book, Burnham.
Yeah, you need to really expand sort of your reading material.
Yeah.
That is literally a children's novel.
You caught it right away. I was just like, oh, cool. Like, there's a
Black
Saturn,
hole there,
well, rings and everything. It's like, it's an illusion. I was like,
Of course it is.
This is why I keep you around, Chris.
Yeah. well, we're going to the coordinates. That's kind of their thing they do.
I suspect that there's going to be a bit of a blue Discovery tint to it, and it also kind of looks like the Mirror Universe planet.
Yeah, that was the first thing that stood out to me. Is I think that was the same filming location as the Rebel planet they went down to in season 1 in the Mirror Universe.
Georgiou destroyed that too.
Yeah, she did.
So we got to see Vina, which was really sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was...
I'm just like writing this down, like, blonde, human, no Spock, Vina!
Well, yeah, like half of the recap we got from at the beginning of the episode was just scenes with her, so I figured, yeah, we're going to be seeing her and she's probably going to be pretty damn important.
Yeah, recast, played by Melissa George,
Mm-hmm.
Been in a few things. 30 Days of Night.
Mm-hmm.
Love that show.
I've been alone for so many years. I never imagined happiness or love. And when the Talosians decided we were unsuited for each other, when you left, it was worse. Because I knew what I'd lost.
The Talosians, what did you think of their redesign?
No, that was pretty much in keeping with Talosians. They even had the little sort of vein things going on there if you looked real close. No complaints there.
What do you think of the reliving of Burnham and Spock? Such sad memories.
That wasn't quite what I was expecting. That was just like...
It was lame.
That
so
was,
it was exactly
well, I don't know if it was lame, but it was very realistic. Like, that's the sort of thing that might traumatize you as a kid.
Yeah.
But it was sort of It was childish in some ways.
The
and
fact
it was
that it's
intentionally
still
writing
affecting
it
him,
that
though.
way.
Like,
well, I mean,
in fact, they said it was his point based for like why he chose to go all Vulcan.
That sort of makes it like it's a catalyst, right? That's what he said. It's like, well, you know what? Screw emotions. I don't need these.
Just not a fan of them making Burnham more important.
Yeah. But like even her insults, like you weird half breed, like that's such a kid thing to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would hurt if you were like a 5-year-old Spock.
Yeah, I guess he was very sensitive.
That would screw your life up.
Very sensitive back then. I was confused when they lived at the Vulcan Forge in the forest.
Yeah, you ran into the forest of Vulcan's Forge. We have seen Vulcan's Forge, and forest is not the first word that comes to mind.
I think desert is.
I think, desert.
They're hard to find there because they're in the desert.
Hellhole, yeah.
And we saw monsters there that didn't look anything like. Why does that even exist? Why don't the Vulcans what purpose does it have?
It's the natural flora and fauna.
You'd think there'd be some sort of tracking device on them and stuff. Like they track sharks. They could track these giant brown things that are going to eat people.
Maybe.
Your death.
We learn the fate of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a probe war.
Yeah.
Which I always suspected. And it's just going to destroy all the planets.
Yeah, they said that there was Earth and Andor and probably Vulcan in there as the, sort of the vision there.
So I guess Discovery's going to save the galaxy now, not just Earth.
Mm-hmm. And we're still totally committed to that time travel business. And man, I hope the Red Angel's not Burnham.
Oh, it's Burnham.
You're on the Burnham train.
Already said it's human, and I don't know. I look at the figure and I'm like, that's Burnham's figure.
Is that just what Discovery does? Is it's like, who's this person actually? Oh, it's a different... We're going to have one of those every season?
Well, they've been confirmed for season 3, and I'm waiting to see how Burnham's going to save the galaxy in that season.
Okay, well, she has to go... We have to go beyond the galaxy now. We got to save the multiverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they really do that in the first season?
Kind of. Oh, yeah, the spore drive was going to blow up, like, all
life,
creation.
everywhere.
Yeah, so we've actually stepped down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next it's just going to be like, a schoolyard. We do get a Frakes directing episode next week, though.
Oh, that's
Daedalus.
Yeah, all of his episodes have been real good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Actually, on the subject of Frakes, I thought the conversation between Pike and Saru after the fight in the mess hall, I thought that could have almost been a conversation between Riker and Picard, the way they played it out.
Pike was so good in this episode.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
And his bromance with Taiwo was pretty sweet, too.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was funny, because it's just like, Saru's like, let them fight. And then...
well, I said the same thing that Pike did, and I was like, oh, this must be new Saru, because I can't see that.
Yeah, but, like, Pike's pointing out, like, not only does he say, like, oh, like, we won't settle our differences that way, he's kind of sending a message that's like, we're gonna stop acting like they do on Discovery and start acting like we're supposed to in Star Trek.
Oh, do you think that was a little bit of talking to the audience there?
I think that's what Pike's been doing all season.
Okay.
I feel like set your expectations low, and it's like Pike's just telling us like, yeah, you know, we're gonna get back to doing what they did in Enterprise, which happened before. Like, we're all gonna treat each other properly. Mm-hmm. You know, it's how many years in the future, and we'll just fight over shit.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't even know who I am anymore. Who do you think you're talking to?
Although, to be fair, I think Tyler and Dr. Culber have been through some shit.
I don't agree. I think Vok has been separated, and you cannot blame the man anymore. I am pro Tyler. It's not his fault.
I agree with you there, but I think Culver probably did need to throw down or at least get something out of his system.
I did love that line where it's just like, I don't know who I am anymore. Who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah, those guys, they're gonna be buddies.
Yeah, I feel like Tyler's just in a bromance with everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
how can you not like Tyler?
Maybe this is how Tyler becomes captain of the Discovery.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's looking for its place in the universe, and apparently Section 31's the only place he can find. Because he wants to help the Federation.
I mean, Section 31's got to be getting up to some shady shit in the near future that's going to explain why they go underground or something. Like, is this just the brief 50-year period where everyone knows who they are?
I guess. I don't know. I'm not impressed with the fact that they can give Pike an order. And the fact that Pike, like, has to go on the run?
Yeah.
Like, because Section 31 said so? I'm sorry. He's the captain of your flagship. Mm-hmm. He gets the benefit of the doubt always.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't always happen with Kirk. I mean, they tried to...
Yeah, I think going on the run is... Well, okay. I think probably the other half of the reason they're on the run is because we know Section 31's doing a frame job on Spock now. So
they're not the only ones doing frame jobs in this episode.
Yes, yeah. So they can't they need to be on the run to protect Spock as well as themselves more so.
I don't suppose the Red Angel offered you any advice on how to handle a situation like this?
No, but my limited experience as a fugitive suggests only one course of action.
And what is that?
We run.
Yeah, but they could really like throw them off the scent if they just, jettison Burnham. How about that Arium frame job?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. Is like they're gonna pin Tyler for this, but it's gonna be Arium. Yeah, and they made sure to play the dramatic music and remind us of the little dots.
Yeah. Speaking of dramatic music, during that dinner with Hugh and Stamets, the music just knew when to shut off.
Yeah, the computer was smart. There was the nice music playing, and as soon as Dr. Culver starts yelling, it just stops. Nobody said
I detect arguments.
Yeah, pause playback.
Yeah. There's a decent little arc. It seems like they're broken up now.
Mm-hmm. I really do like what they're doing with those two characters. It'd be easy to just sort of throw them back together. But Culber, he has some serious things to work through. He was suffering in there.
The fact that, Paul is ignoring that, though,
he's so desperate for things to be back the way they were.
I know, I'm just, thinking, this guy's entire, genetic makeup is different. He needs time to figure out who he is. Things don't feel the same. You taste something, you drink it, it doesn't taste like it used to. Mm-hmm. But he's got all the memories. So, I mean, that's actually, they've made Hugh's character way more interesting.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
I was surprised he didn't have a little bit more strength during the fight. I was just like, he could pull out some magical, I actually have more strength than Tyler, who's really just human now.
Yeah, well, I think it's all the, internal character stuff that's making him interesting. He doesn't need to have superpowers or anything.
Do you think the Discovery writers just sat down and be like, how can we make all the characters around Burnham interesting?
Well, it's we never get to follow up on this kind of trauma in Star Trek, do we? We did it one time.
Next episode.
Yeah, we did it one time where Picard went home to his vineyard.
Oh, such a good episode.
So good. But
I've never craved to see France so much.
But we're actually following up on that here. Like, O'Brien can spend a lifetime in jail and nearly off himself with a facer. In the next episode, he's just like, hey, how's it going, guys? What's up? But, here, and we're taking advantage of the serialized format, and this is sort of the kind of thing that we were promised and that we were looking forward to, and, to take a deeper dive into these characters and have the events of every episode, sort of matter and inform what they're doing.
I agree with you, but except on the O'Brien thing. I mean, what happened to O'Brien in the last couple seasons? He bromanced with Julian, and he drank almost every episode. He had a problem, Chris, and you're just wiping it under the table, just like Keiko.
Right.
It appears to be a failure in the spore hub. Sir, I'm seeing corruption in duotronics. Corruption that seems to have been introduced manually somehow. Someone deliberately corrupted the system.
So, Chris, I saw Sarah Meach again.
Oh, boy.
She showed up.
Yeah, she had lines.
Yeah. I believe it was Lieutenant Gallows was her replacement character. Says she's no longer Arium.
Yeah. Every time we see someone new, they call engineering. I'm just waiting for the chief engineer.
I'm finding, I was thinking that when I saw the medical officer with short hair at the mental hospital, and I was just like, oh, she kind of looks like Tig Notaro, but hey, where's Tig Notaro?
Where'd she go?
It's is Discovery just I don't care about Nan this episode or this episode, but here she is.
Yeah.
And you want people to get attached to these characters, give them give them a line each episode. Let's have a conference meeting, guys.
Well, I guess
everybody shows up.
She's got a life outside of this. She probably just signed on for XYZ guest episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we really have no chief engineer still.
No.
I thought she'd take over.
No.
But you're here now. This is real.
As real as it needs to be.
This is what I really wanted in this episode. Was Vina showing up and talking to Pike.
Yeah.
And
he played that so well.
Pike was amazing in this episode.
Yeah.
I was just I'll watch a series with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just go back to the Enterprise and watch a series with this guy? But what I really wanted was him to have a deeper connection with her and show it, because why does he want to go back so badly in the original series?
Yeah.
And they showed that, and it also again reiterated that the Talosians can do this ability this far away. Mm-hmm. In fact,
we did see.
I think they did even more when they're just hey, let's have it communicate here.
Yeah.
Hey, Spock, good to see you.
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff. This is the good stuff that you can do with a prequel, is you can add to things. And, we can add a little bit more about what goes on in the menagerie and, Spock's motivations and Pike's motivations, because all we got before was beep, beep.
I think this was the first episode where they really built on an original series episode.
Well, a little bit before, with the choosing Michael to go to the Vulcan Academy. That sort of explains the divide between Sarek and Spock a bit more.
I'm sorry, I just... Like Vok, I had the Michael things just cut out of me.
Well, I just remember sitting here and saying basically the same thing about that episode, being okay, that was actually cool. We've added something to this. This is interesting.
And seeing Pike and Spock's bromance too, that was awesome.
Yeah,
Pike was definitely one of the standouts in this.
Yeah, something about Talos IV just makes Spock smile, right?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Much better for seeing you in person, sir. Even if we are only riding into danger.
Is that a smile I see on your face?
I believe it is.
Chris, the one time that Burnham would have legally been allowed to mutiny, and she didn't do it.
No, she doesn't do it.
No.
Also, I like how if you're not on the bridge, you don't get a vote.
Yeah.
Everyone on the lower decks just has
we all
to deal
agree.
with it.
I didn't see nods of everybody on the bridge either, but
yeah.
Sure they all agree. Saru speaks for the crew. Let them fight.
I speak for the
thank
crew.
God, Saru. I want to see this.
Yeah.
Let's start betting whatever currency we don't have.
Yeah, where's Quark when you need him?
Yeah. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I got my couple nitpicks. Vulcan's Forge is not a forest, guys. Come on. That's a quick Google away. And I can't deal with how out in the open Section 31 is here. That's going to have to be addressed at some point this season. They're being so blatant with it that I'm kind of assuming it will be. But if not, that's
Georgiou having her series if it happens.
I don't know. If not, that's a big problem. That's a big hole that needs to be dealt with. And other than that, this was a fantastic episode. We had lots of great acting. We had some fantastic character moments, and we've just there was just a lot going on here, and I liked pretty much all of it.
Yeah, I fully agree. The Section 31 thing hurts a little bit, but other than that, like, I really enjoyed this episode. Like, just it felt so good. Like Pike and Xenon and
yeah, and expanding on this Talos IV bit that
Vina
we've never been able to do before.
Yeah. Well, as always, thanks for watching, and let's look forward to Riker next episode directing.
All right. See ya.